Okay, hello Cloud Gurus and welcome to this lecture. This is a really quick theoretical lecture on Direct Connect. So what is Direct Connect? Well, Direct Connect is basically a cloud service solution that makes it easy to establish a dedicated network connection from your premises to AWS. And using AWS Direct Connect, you can establish a private connectivity between AWS and your data center or your office or a co-location environment, which in many cases can reduce your network costs, increase bandwidth throughput, and provide a more consistent network experience than internet-based connection. So essentially, it is a direct connection into AWS. It's done on dedicated lines. And this is a very simple diagram. Let's have a look at it in a more complicated setting. So we've got our AWS region, and inside we have our AWS public services. So this could be things like S3, for example. And then we've also got our VPCs, and this could be a private VPC. Then we have our direct connects locations, and these are spread all over the world. And then essentially we have our customer environment. So this could be our own data center. And inside our direct connect location, we have a cage which is dedicated to AWS. And inside that cage, we have direct connect routers. And then inside that location, where our customer will also have to have their own cage, or you could use an AWS partners cage. And inside that cage, they're going to have their own customer routers as well, or a partner router as well. And then what happens is you've got your router over here inside your own data center, and then you're going to basically have a link, a dedicated link from your data center. And AWS have their own backbone network as well. And from their backbone network, they're connecting their direct connect routers through a direct connect connection. And then we have what's called a cross connect. And this is essentially a network cable that's connecting our direct connect routers to our customer or our partner routers. And then we have our own, basically our own dedicated link. So this is our last mile extension. So this could be an MPLS circuit or dedicated line, etc. And what happens is we run a connection from our own data center all the way up through our customer or partner routers. That then cross connects into the direct connect routers, and then has a dedicated connection to the AWS public services. So this could be things like S3. And then we also get a dedicated connection into our VPC. So this isn't traversing the internet at all. It's a direct connect connection through a dedicated line into our own cage or into a partner's cage, through a cross connect, and then into the direct connect routers, which then goes over the AWS backbone network into AWS. So that's all direct connect is. It is pretty simple. And all you need to really understand what it is going into the exam is that basically what Direct Connect actually is. So it's a direct connect connection into AWS data centers, and it's useful for high throughput workloads. So if you've got really high volumes of network traffic, you probably do want to use Direct Connect. And it's also useful if you need a stable and reliable and secure connection. So going into your exam, just remember what Direct Connect is at a high level. And if you've got a scenario-based question where you're trying to do a VPN connection, it keeps dropping out because of the amount of throughput, and what kinds of things could you do to solve that, we'll go ahead and use Direct Connect. So that is it for this lecture, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. If not, feel free to move on to the next lecture. Thank you.